This is the deer from 99 Nights in the Forest, and this here is him in real life. And today I'm going to recreate the sad story of the deer inside Minecraft and the reason why he became evil. In the story, it starts with a scene where he's trapped in a dungeon because he was captured, and that's exactly what I'm building right now. This same scenario here inside Minecraft. We're going to have 8 scenes in total to complete the whole story. I recreated a 3D model of the deer in a Minecraft version. And look, now I can come here and record an animation to animate him trapped in the dungeon. He'll stay standing here, the camera will be at this angle, and up here it's recording. I'll stop the recording, then I'll select any chair here so he can sit on top of it. And now here in the original scene, I go into the editor, and I can make his animation by moving the body parts however I want and leaving him trapped. He'll be trapped here, alright? And this is how the result of the first scene turned out. But we'll still have 7 more during this video. And the next one is this one here, which shows the deer's past, when he wasn't trapped, but instead free in the forest. In this scene number 2, he's behind a tree, watching a guy who was walking through the forest. There's a whole reason why he was watching this guy, and why these other people here ended up capturing him. But later you'll understand better. And now I'll also build this forest scenario. It's actually pretty easy. It's not exactly a forest. It also has a part where there's a train track. So I'll place a train track here. This scene takes place kind of on a railway, where he meets that guy. It's kind of like the deer meeting a human. I don't know if you remember, but I already made a video where I showed the sad story of the children from 99 Nights in the Forest. But now this video will be the sad story of the deer, right? It's kind of like part 2 of that video I made for you guys a few days ago. Since you liked it a lot, I decided to bring part 2. I'll create here like a road sign, a train crossing sign actually, like this. And then I built something more or less like a train railway. Man, I really like this tree mod because it generates entire trees with these parts. Yeah, this still needs to be decorated with the right wood because this block frame is really cool. It lets you make impossible shapes in Minecraft. But the problem is you have to click one by one. That's very annoying, but it's fine. And it turned out to be a pretty nice railway actually. Well, now moving to the scene. He will be hidden behind a tree. Here I left one tree a bit different because this one will be the tree he'll hide behind, just like in the scene. So I'll stop here, press record. It will create a camera in front of me. I'll walk forward and stand still here behind this tree. Alright, now I just wait until it reaches second 200 and stop the recording. Now here in the original scene, I can come here as always and make the animation however I want. In this case, I'll put him kind of lurking like this, leaning here, his body slightly tilted as if he's watching that guy who's walking there in the scene, like observing his next prey. The truth is that in the next scene, after he's lurking behind the tree, he will scare this little guy here, which in this case is Horror Skunk. You already know him. He's the one who creates those real life scenes. But actually the deer wasn't evil. He and Horror Skunk were friends. The deer used to be good, and that's where things start to get worse. Well then, now let's make the scene where he scares him. You might even be wondering, if he was good, why did those guys capture him? But you'll understand that better later. Anyway, going back to the scenario, I'll do the following. The skin of Horror Skunk. Who is the guy that created those scenes? I'll use my skin. Look, I already started a recording here. I'll be walking forward normally. Then I'll hear a noise. I look left, I look right, and keep walking. And suddenly he appears in front of me and I fall to the ground. Yeah, I know there's nothing in front of me yet. I even look kind of schizophrenic, but calm down. It's because now I come here, click on the deer again, and do the second recording of him here. I'll place him on top of the bridge because in the scene, this part won't even appear actually. But it will look like he stopped in front of me, especially because the upper part of the bridge won't show. So when he falls, I need to fall at the exact moment I got scared. Wait, and fall. I think it worked. Then it zooms in and it will look like he's going to attack him, but actually he won't attack because the deer is good in this story. Well then, let's fix the whole animation part now, like always, the keyframes, because I can't leave the animation simple like that. When he jumps, I think it's interesting to make him fall sitting down. And to make the falling sitting animation here in Blockbuster, I need to select my character, create a position keyframe, pull it forward, and make him literally sitting here on the ground, as if he had fallen and is scared. I'll even place his legs like this, as if he's stretching them to run away, like this. Then a little further forward, he'll try to move away because he's still scared. Actually, he's just pretending to be scared, right? He knows the deer is good. Then put this leg lower, this one lower, and now this one higher to make that walking movement. Man, working with animation is so good. Now here with the deer, I make an animation of him selecting the deer and making an animation of the deer pretending he's going to attack, like this. Perfect. Pull here and here. Man, that one is scene number 3 more or less like this. He discovers that actually the deer is good. So now in scene number 4, it's the scene where we finally understand why this guy here is so angry. You can see he's holding a chainsaw, because in this scene, he wants to grab that chainsaw to rip off the deer's antler. That's how angry he is. But why is he angry if the deer is good? It's for a single reason. Horror Skunks, which is this character here that I'm representing with my skin right now, he was friends with those guys, but he disappeared. And then they started blaming his disappearance on the deer. You can even see here there's a missing poster there that says missing. But later you'll understand why he's missing, okay? There's a reason for him to be missing, and it's not the deer's fault. So let's make scene number 4, which now is not in the past in the forest. Now it's back here in this same dungeon scenario as before. For that, I just need to create again a scene of the deer standing here, because the deer usually just stays here in the chair anyway. Since he's captured, his scene will continue being still here. The camera will be here recording. I'll record until around 300 ticks, because this scene actually has a pretty long animation. And done, 300. I can stop recording. Here in front, I selected a skin of a character. It's a random character, not anyone's specific skin. And he's holding the missing poster. Have you seen Jakinho? Yeah, because since I'm representing Horror Skunks as Jakinho, here it's Jakinho. Then he will approach the moose and speak. But actually the fault isn't the deer's, okay? It's not him. Then I stop my recording. Alright, now I select another character I chose to be like the henchman. One here on the left holding a lit torch. This torch later I'll add lighting from it during editing. Alright, holding the torch here. And now I select another character also random, with a random skin I chose, and I place him here holding a torch as well. Now I need to come here and make the chainsaw animation. How will I do that? I'll place the deer here. First animation of the deer. He'll be tied here, his body will be leaning, and he'll look scared. Like, and here on the side, I can add another character right in this corner, but now he'll have the chainsaw in his hand. The camera will have a very strong zoom like this. You won't even be able to see him properly, so I think I can move him further back. Since all of this is camera angle, it doesn't make any difference. Then we create a pose here. Grab the arm and even detach his arm if needed. No problem detaching the arm because the camera zoom won't show everything anyway. And place the chainsaw here. Grab the deer again. And it will be exactly on this antler part here. This antler will fall later, but that's later. I don't need to do that now. For now, it's just a threat. Then I'll finish making all the animations needed. And now I'll let you watch the result of the first 4 scenes.
Where is he? Where is my friend? Tell me! Speak up! Get away!
You got me. Love your antlers, by the way.
Hey, look. I brought you a gift. I don't believe a word of it. Monster. Where is he? Where is my...
But calm down, this is only the first half of the video I made. There's still another half that I'll show you creating in a moment. And now we go to the second part, and I'll finally explain to you what really happened and why he disappeared. Starting with this scene here, scene number 6, it's a scene where the deer and Horror Skunks, which here will be my skin of Jakinho, they're playing hide and seek, having fun and stuff, showing once again that the deer was a good guy. Since earlier I had already made this map here, the place where they will play hide and seek is this wall. The camera angle will stay around here. I can come here, create scene number 6, position the camera nicely, and add my character. I'll stop here and start recording. I'll be with my back turned, looking one side, looking the other, looking here. And I'll be looking for the deer, like hiding from him. Where is he? My God, he's hiding. I'm hiding. The deer is the seeker. And then stop recording. Then I add a new character behind here, which is the deer. At first he won't appear, so I'll keep him hidden. When he looks there, the camera will change, and then I can appear here behind. Well, they're just standing because it's a recording, as I always say. Now comes the important part where I organize the keyframes. I'll make him look like he's hiding here, leaning on the wall, looking there. Then I make him look to the other side, which is where the deer will kind of scare him, saying, hey, I'm here, not on the other side. Here I made the animation of him looking this way, and that's where the deer appears. Like, hey, I'm on this side. So I made the hide and seek scene here. He appears and scares him like, hey, now I need to make a scene of him laughing. This part is simple. He'll just be laughing because he scared his friend. So he's like, sitting. Put his hand on his belly like this. Then he'll rock back and forth. Select these keyframes, copy and paste. Him laughing, ha 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 ha. After that, I can create another scene because this one is already full of animation. I add both characters and they'll just walk forward because the next scene is them going to another game. If you want to see how their hide and seek looked, it was more or less like this. After they play hide and seek, the next scene is still in that dungeon with the chainsaw. You can see the chainsaw there. And only after that will it show the scene explaining the real reason. I'll quickly make scene number 6 here. Let me stop on top of the chair. Press record with the deer. Leave him standing still. Now I'll grab another character. And I already left him with the chainsaw in his hand. Then he will approach here. I'll cut the scene. And finally, I'll add a recording on top of the table with just the chainsaw resting here. I know it doesn't make sense for the chainsaw to be here now, but later it will make sense. Now I need to position things. The deer will be kind of lying down. That's why I said I needed the scene with just the chainsaw. Because while the flashbacks are playing, he's still here with it. Since the camera is zoomed in, it just needs to appear again. So I'll place it here. And in this part, I recorded of him walking forward. I'll put him in a pose holding the chainsaw. Like this. He raises his hand and moves forward. Then in the next keyframe, he lowers it. And it turned out like this. This animation is really cool, right? And right after that comes the part where he cuts the antler. And finally we go to the most important part, understanding if the deer is evil or not. In the next scene, they explain why his friends thought he had disappeared. And no, it wasn't the deer. It's because he suffered a train accident. And yeah, the poor deer got blamed for nothing. Here in the same scenario as before, as you can see, there are the train tracks and everything, but I separated a specific track here. I placed the same track and trees around it because this is where we'll make this scene. I think it will look better. I'll place all the characters in the scene here, even the train. Now we just need to record them. He'll be here looking at his deer friend and say, wow, we're having so much fun. Right, deer? Deer? And behind him, the train will be coming toward him. Now take the deer character. And now things are finally explained. Because the reason really was an accident. And lastly, the train. I won't record myself walking with the train because if I record it moving like this, the train is very slow. It won't reach there in time and the scene won't look good. So what I'll do is go into animations, select a keyframe and place the train back there. When the character stops there and looks forward, the train will be there and seconds later, it will already be here in front. Look at the speed it comes, like a real train. Very, very fast. Now, finally reaching the end, you understood the reason why they thought the main character had disappeared? I'll leave the last scenes playing for you to see how it turned out. Just a small spoiler, and now we can go to the last one. Finally, where the deer rebels. And where he rebels is right there in the same place where we recorded all the others. All right, let's go. I'll add all the characters again. The first thing that will happen with the deer in this scene, he'll be sitting here normally like before, kind of with his head down. Then a little later, an animation of him kind of falling from the chair. I don't know exactly why, but I think he was remembering things. Because during the chainsaw part, those were flashbacks showing what really happened. So I think he felt kind of bad. The difference is the camera won't show him on the floor. It will show him here. He falls from the chair, but very slowly like this. And right here, the camera switches to here. And then it will be a camera like this rising, as if it were the deer's POV, the deer's vision. This is like the deer's vision rising and looking around. And now here, the recording of the characters returns. After he falls, this is the camera. So we'll see the camera rising. Wait, now, it will show the camera rising and we slowly move away as if we're scared. Imagine that this blue line here is the deer's eye, so it looks really cool. Now I need to record the other characters, which are the henchmen. They'll stand here. I'll wait again for the camera to rise. Imagine again this line is the deer's eye. When he's looking at us, we're like backing away in fear. What do you mean, deer? Calm down, man, calm down. And finally, with the last henchman, press here. Perfect. Well, after he becomes furious, nothing else is shown. It's just a camera recording the wall. And I'll leave you with the result of part 2, since part 1 I already showed. Now this is part 2.
My friend! Murder your whole family if you don't tell me! Gotcha!
I want Swedish meatballs.
Don't! I'm vegan!